Welcome to the true story of Alibaba. Not just a company, but a revolution that started from nothing and changed the future of business forever. This is the story of a man who had no money, no support, and no connections, yet still built one of the most powerful companies in the world. This is the story of Jack Ma, a man who searched for one simple word on the internet and ended up creating a billion-dollar empire. This is not just a story of success. It is a story of belief, rejection, and rising from zero. As you listen, you won't just learn about Alibaba. You will improve your English, your vocabulary, and your confidence with every sentence. Chapter 1. The Man Who Couldn't Find a Single Beer. Jack Ma was born in a small city in China. At that time, China was still a closed country. There was no internet, no freedom to trade with the world, and very few foreigners. His family was poor. His parents were traditional musicians. They had no money, no powerful jobs, and no rich relatives. Jack Ma was small, skinny, and weak. He was very bad at math. He failed in school many times. He failed his middle school entrance exam twice. He failed the college entrance exam twice. He failed job interviews again and again. When KFC came to China, many people applied for the job. Almost everyone was accepted except Jack Ma. Even the police rejected him for being too weak. He tried many things and he failed at almost everything. But he had one thing no one could take away: a dream and a voice that never gave up. When Jack Ma traveled to the United States for the first time, a friend showed him something that changed his life forever. It was called the Internet. Jack typed one word into a search engine: beer. Results appeared from all over the world: German beer, American beer, Japanese beer, but no Chinese beer. Then he typed China. Nothing appeared. There was nothing about his country on the internet. In that moment, something clicked in his mind. If no one is showing China to the world, he thought, then I will. That simple idea became the beginning of Alibaba. Jack Ma returned to China and started his first internet company with his wife and a friend. It was called China Pages, a simple online directory. Failed. But Jack did not stop. He later invited a small group of friends into his tiny apartment and shared a simple idea. Let's build an online platform where Chinese businesses can sell their products to the world. People laughed. Nobody believed in e-commerce. Nobody believed in Jack Ma. Banks refused to give him money. But his friends believed. They invested their own savings. There was no office, no resources, only belief. He named the company Alibaba. Jack Ma chose the name because everyone knew the story of Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. A story about opening a treasure with the words "Open Sesame." The name was easy to remember, easy to spell, and had global meaning. Jack Ma wanted his company to open treasure for small businesses around the world. Here's the truth. Jack Ma did not know how to code. He was not a software engineer. He did not know how to build websites. But he knew how to sell an idea. He knew how to build a team. He knew how to speak with fire in his heart. He once said, "I'm not a tech person. I look at technology through the eyes of my customers." Alibaba was not just a company. It was a mission to make it easy to do business anywhere. Jack believed small businesses were the real heroes of the economy, but they had no power. He wanted to give them a voice, a platform, and a chance to grow. Many people laughed. They said the internet already had leaders. But Jack Ma believed e-commerce was not a war between companies. It was a war of ideas. Alibaba started small. The team worked long hours with little money but strong belief. They built a platform connecting small Chinese factories with buyers around the world. They did not charge fees. They just wanted people to use it. Slowly, the magic began. Chapter 2: War with eBay, the fight for China. Alibaba was growing. But Jack Ma knew ideas were not enough. The company needed real investment. At first, no one wanted to invest. Alibaba had no profits, and Jack Ma did not look like a typical CEO. But Jack never stopped explaining his vision: to help small businesses win. Eventually, investors listened. Alibaba received funding, and the company finally had oxygen to survive. But the real storm was just beginning. A global giant was watching eBay. When eBay entered China, people believed Alibaba would fail. eBay was rich, powerful, and experienced. Jack Ma responded with confidence. "This is our home," he said. Instead of copying eBay, Jack did the opposite. He built a platform designed specifically for Chinese users. He focused on trust, community, and local culture. He launched Taobao, a marketplace that felt familiar and friendly. While eBay charged fees, Taobao was free. While eBay focused on profits, Jack focused on people. He added a simple feature that changed everything. Buyers and sellers could chat directly before buying. This created trust. Shopping felt human. Then came the biggest innovation, Alipay. Alipay held the buyer's money until the product was delivered and confirmed. This removed fear and built confidence. Even though the system was risky and unregulated, Jack believed it was the right thing to do. While eBay managed China from abroad, Alibaba stayed local. The team worked closely with users, listened carefully, and adapted quickly. In the end, the market decided. Taobao won. eBay lost China. A small group of believers defeated a global giant. Alibaba did not win because of technology. It won because it understood people. Jack Ma believed one powerful truth. Customers come first. Customers are number one. Employees are number two. Investors are number three. While others chased profit, Jack Ma chased trust. While others looked global, he looked local. While others followed strategy, he followed heart. One day, Jack Ma shared a crazy idea with his team. He stood in front of them and said, "We will build a company that lives for 102 years. The room went silent. Some people laughed. Others thought he was joking. But Jack Ma explained, Alibaba was founded at the end of the 20th century. If it survived into the next century and beyond, it would exist across 3 different centuries. That was his dream. He did not want a fast company. He wanted a forever company. Not a company driven only by profit, but a company driven by purpose. Most people only know the name Alibaba, but Jack Ma was building an entire empire, not just one business. First, Alibaba.com, a business-to-business platform connecting factories and companies around the world. Then Taobao, a customer-to-customer marketplace where people sold directly to people, designed especially for Chinese users. Then Tmall, a business-to-customer platform where trusted brands sold high-quality products directly to buyers. Then Alipay, a digital wallet and payment system that was fast, safe, and everywhere. Then Cainiao, a logistics network created to solve delivery problems across China. And Alibaba Cloud, the computing system that became the brain behind everything. Jack Ma was not building apps. He was building a complete ecosystem where people could buy, pay, ship, and grow without ever leaving Alibaba's world. It was like combining Amazon, PayPal, cloud computing, and global logistics into one system. And yet Jack Ma always said, "We are not a tech company. We are a company for people." As smartphones spread across China, everything changed. People began shopping through their phones. But Alibaba was built for desktop computers. Jack Ma and his team faced a hard choice. Change everything for mobile users, or die like many companies that failed to adapt. They bet everything. They redesigned their apps. They made payments easier. They created mobile promotions. They trained sellers to use mobile tools. And it worked. People in small towns, farmers, students, and even elderly users could now carry Alibaba in their pockets. This shift helped Alibaba reach hundreds of millions of users inside China alone. Then Jack Ma said, "We built Alibaba for China. Now we want the world to know us." Alibaba decided to go public, not in China, not in Hong Kong, but in New York on the world's biggest financial stage. It was a bold move. Most Chinese companies stayed local, but Jack Ma believed that if you want to be global, you must compete globally. On the day of the public offering, the world was watching. Giant screens displayed Alibaba's logo. Investors, reporters, and business leaders waited. Alibaba raised an enormous amount of money in a single day, becoming the largest public offering in history at that time. The company's value exploded overnight. Jack Ma, the former English teacher who had been rejected by fast food jobs, became one of the richest people on earth. But when he spoke, he did not talk about money. He said, Today is not the success of Alibaba. Today is the success of all the small businesses who believed in us. He thanked his team. He thanked the users. He even thanked the people who rejected him because they made him stronger. Alibaba's success was not just about money. It proved that a Chinese company could win globally. It showed that helping small people could create massive impact. Jack Ma became a symbol not of wealth, but of possibility. Fame followed him everywhere. He spoke at global forums, met world leaders, and shared ideas with some of the most powerful people on the planet. Yet he always said, "I am not a genius. I am just a normal person who works harder than most." He lived simply. He avoided luxury. His voice shook when he spoke about failure, and his eyes shined when he spoke about young people. He believed the next great entrepreneur would not come from a rich family or a big city, but from a small village with a big dream. Across China and beyond, millions of people began opening online shops. Farmers sold fruit. Young creators sold handmade products. Teachers taught online. Alibaba became more than a company. It became a movement. Chapter 3. Storms at the Top. Alibaba was no longer just a company. It was a payment system, a shopping mall, a logistics network, a cloud provider, and a digital ecosystem. In simple terms, it had become a system of power. And the government noticed. In China, no company is allowed to grow larger than the system itself. Jack Ma later gave a speech that changed everything. Standing in front of business leaders and financial experts, he criticized the traditional financial system. He said innovation should not depend on collateral, but on ideas. The room was shocked. His words echoed far beyond the stage. At the same time, Alipay had grown into a massive financial group offering loans, insurance, investments, and payments. It was preparing for a historic public launch. Then suddenly the launch was stopped. Just days before it was set to begin, everything was frozen. Investors were stunned. The world went silent, and Jack Ma disappeared from public view. For months, no speeches, no appearances, no messages. Rumors spread everywhere. But the truth was simple. He had been warned. Soon after, regulators launched investigations into Alibaba. They accused the company of unfair competition and excessive control. Alibaba received a historic fine, the largest ever imposed on a technology company in China. The message was clear, powerful, but not untouchable. After the storm, Alibaba changed. The company aligned closely with regulators. It divided itself into smaller units to reduce risk. And Jack Ma stepped back. He left leadership roles, reduced public appearances, and focused on education and philanthropy. Alibaba's stock fell. Investors questioned its future. But Alibaba was not destroyed. It was being reshaped. Jack Ma once said, "When you are small, you must rely on your brain. When you are big, you must rely on your heart." This was not a time to fight. It was a time to listen, adapt, and survive. He told his team, "This is winter. We must prepare." But winter never lasts forever. Jack Ma began focusing on startups in agriculture and education. He traveled quietly across Europe, Japan, and other parts of Asia. He avoided interviews, speeches, and global headlines. He stepped out of the spotlight and allowed Alibaba to evolve without him standing at the front. This was not weakness. It was wisdom. After the government crackdown, Alibaba began to look very different. The company was reorganized into clear divisions, each with a specific focus. The Taobao and Tmall group handled online shopping inside China. Alibaba Cloud focused on cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and data services. Cainiao managed logistics, smart warehouses, and delivery networks. Ant Group oversaw digital finance and payments through Alipay. Local services handled food delivery, travel, and everyday services. Alibaba International focused on global expansion. Each division became more independent. This made Alibaba more stable, more transparent, and better prepared for the future. Before fully stepping away, Jack Ma shared one final message with the world. Today is difficult. Tomorrow will be more difficult. But the day after tomorrow is beautiful. Most people give up tomorrow night. If you can hold on until the day after tomorrow, you will win. This message was not only about business. It was about life. After the pressure from regulators, Alibaba's leaders asked a powerful question. How do we rebuild this company, not to impress the world, but to serve it better? Their answer was rare in the corporate world. They slowed down. They simplified. They listened. They stopped trying to be the biggest and focused on being the most helpful. This marked the beginning of Alibaba's silent comeback. To reduce risk and encourage innovation, Alibaba took a bold step. The company split itself into independent businesses, each with its own leadership and freedom to grow. The Taobao and Tmall group focused on online shopping for local customers. Alibaba Cloud Intelligence focused on cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and data services, aiming to compete with the world's largest cloud providers. Cainiao Smart Logistics focused on warehousing, delivery, and supply chain efficiency. The Global Digital Commerce Group focused on international platforms like AliExpress and Lazada. Ant Group continued providing digital finance under stricter regulation. Digital media and entertainment focused on video, music, and online content. Each unit now had the freedom to succeed or fail on its own and learn quickly. Alibaba realized something important. You cannot win the world by forcing one culture everywhere. You must understand local people. So instead of pushing Chinese products into every market, Alibaba invested in local platforms around the globe. AliExpress focused on fast fashion and affordable products for Europe, the Middle East, and South America, supported by strong logistics hubs. Lazada became a leading platform across Southeast Asia, built around local sellers and warehouses. Daraz served South Asian markets with a focus on trust, delivery, and mobile-first shopping. Trendyol helped Alibaba understand fashion behavior in Europe and Turkey. Jack Ma once said, "Globalization should not be one way. It must empower local people." While most people think Alibaba is just shopping, the real engine behind everything is Alibaba Cloud. It is the largest cloud service provider in China. It supports banks, hospitals, transportation systems, smart cities, and millions of apps. It provides tools for artificial intelligence, big data, and real-time analysis. It powered health systems during national crises and supports platforms across Asia. It may not look exciting, but it is the brain of the entire ecosystem. Alibaba is no longer fixing its past. It is building the future. The company is investing deeply in artificial intelligence, creating personalized shopping, smart logistics, and intelligent customer service. It is developing large language models and advanced data systems. It is investing in green technology, carbon-neutral data centers, and sustainable logistics. It is researching next-generation computing and working with universities and research labs. Quietly, Alibaba is transforming into a deep technology company. After the crackdown, Alibaba's image needed healing. The company focused on 5 core values: supporting small businesses with lower fees, better tools, and training; returning to a user-first mindset with stronger customer service and fair policies; becoming more transparent through clear communication and reporting; staying humble and avoiding aggressive global domination language; empowering young people and rural entrepreneurs through education and mentorship. The human side of Alibaba returned. Chapter 4: The Legacy of Alibaba. Alibaba was never just about money. From the very beginning, its mission was simple: to make it easy to do business anywhere. As the company grew, something special happened. It never lost its soul. Alibaba stayed focused on empowering small businesses, creating opportunity for ordinary people, and using technology to serve the weak, not the powerful. Most big companies forget where they came from. Alibaba never did. That is why it became more than a company. It became a symbol. Jack Ma did not just build an online marketplace or a financial platform. He built a bridge between villages and cities, between small sellers and global buyers, between dreams and reality. Alibaba gave power to people who had none. You did not need wealth, fame, or perfect education. You only needed courage and effort. Before Alibaba, power belonged to banks, corporations, and governments. After Alibaba, power reached farmers, tailors, students, grandparents, and villagers. Millions of people entered the digital economy. Millions of jobs were created directly and indirectly, not through charity but through inclusion. Alibaba gave China confidence. It showed the world that innovation could come from anywhere. Young people stopped saying, "I want to work for someone else." They started saying, "I want to build something of my own." Behind Alibaba are invisible values. Customer first. Team second. Investors third. Adapt fast or disappear. Stay humble even at the top. Jack Ma often said, "I don't understand technology. I understand people." That humility became Alibaba's greatest strength. In one of his final global speeches, he said, "I was not the smartest. I was rejected many times. I was nobody. But I refused to give up." He looked at the audience and said, "The future belongs to those who believe in themselves and start." That message became the heartbeat of Alibaba. Today, somewhere in a small village, a young person is starting a business with nothing but a phone, a product, and a dream, and they are using Alibaba. The future of Alibaba is not just about growth. It is about human progress, digital villages, artificial intelligence commerce, green logistics, global talent platforms. People love Alibaba not because of technology, but because they see themselves in its story. Someone rejected, someone laughed at, someone starting late, someone starting with nothing. Alibaba tells them, "You still matter. You can still win. Start small. Think big. Move fast. Never give up." That message is priceless. Alibaba is not magic. It is belief plus hard work plus heart. It is the story of how rejection became strength and purpose became power. And the story is not over. Because every time someone opens a shop, every time a first sale is made, every time someone dares to dream again,